You're listening to the Goof Norton Radio Show.
He's the best of the best of the best.
He has a wonderful voice.
If you don't like him,
you don't have a soul.
I'm sure your sister will.
Hey, babe, you want to go out?
A sunny day, but it's cold outside. It tingles in my heart. Breathing air that clears my mind. I'm off for a good start. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love.
Well, how's it going, everybody? My name is Goof Norton, and welcome to the 50th episode of the podcast of this wonderful show that I've been doing for a few years now. It's literally a few years. I think it's been over 3 years. This podcast has been spread over, and we've been through a lot. And then here I am, 50 episodes, and hopefully somebody's still out there listening to this, because this may very well be one of the last ones on this channel, at least. I'm not going to stop doing the podcast. The podcast is going to keep going. I'm going to probably, the plan is, okay, let me back up. So first of all, I've been away for a while from this channel, because I've been busy with life and the other channel that I've been working on, which is Goof Gaming. If you guys don't know already, all my content is now being moved over there because that channel is more of what I wanted in YouTube. It's just me playing with a bunch of friends. I mean, I never really wanted to. The solo thing was good. It was good. I had my good runs. I had my happy times and my fun times, but I prefer to do it with friends now because I found that that's a lot easier than just doing it by myself. Solo Let's Players out there, you guys keep doing what you do. I just found this was the better route for me personally because I don't have the I don't think I have the right personality for it, for being a solo Let's Player. I'm not very entertaining by myself or anything like that. I'm an introvert, but I tend to have more, I don't have funny moments as much, but when I'm with these other guys, some of you have seen my content on Goof Gaming, it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Some of the funniest stuff I've ever done on YouTube, and it's some of the most fun I've had doing YouTube and just in general. Like, I've never had so much fun just recording with a bunch of idiots, and us just playing games together that we actually like to play, that doesn't cause us stress. Well, I say that, but you know, Rainbow Six always causes stress one way or another. But today we're celebrating 50 episodes because holy crap, I made it this far. We made it this far because I wouldn't be here without you guys. So today I had something much bigger planned. It was supposed to be about mental health. I'm still going to talk a little bit about that because that's very important. Because it's more about telling you guys a little bit more about me. Because I think it's about that time. I told you guys a little bit more about myself. It's important you guys, are aware of what somebody's mental health can really do to them. And we're also going to review some games and whatnot. I think I'm just going to stick with Black Ops 4 because that's what I've been playing recently. It's one of the games I said I probably wouldn't, I'm probably not going to get it. But hey, here I am, I got it. But my reasoning is different. Because otherwise I would have just stuck with Rainbow Six for a while. So I will get into that later. But for now, let's talk about the podcast itself. We've been doing this. This podcast is old. This podcast is bloody old. And it's not that old compared to, other stuff. I personally, what is this? There's, looking at the playlist now, I have, no, not the authenticator. I have 52 videos in the playlist, but there aren't 52 episodes. I mean, I don't know, the counting is off. This is the official 50th episode. I've done live shows, so those are kind of other things as well. But this is the 50th recorded episode, is what I mean. So the first episode, let's go back to it, because here I have it right in front of my face. Yep, August 16th, 2015 was when this show started. So, yep, 3 years ago. Over 3 years ago, this show started. That was amazing. That's amazing on how I kind of knew it off the top of my head. That was at least 3 years ago. And that was crazy. I mean, that was honestly crazy. That was the first one. It was exactly 7 minutes long. I'm a freaking weirdo for that one. But it was 7 minutes long. It was talking about, I don't even know what this one is. I think this was about Black Ops 3, because, man, like, it's crazy to think about how much time has passed between there and now, because a lot of stuff has changed. And I'm thinking about where I was back in 2015. I don't really remember. That's another thing you should probably know about me. I don't remember a whole bunch about my past. I remember it, but there's some gaps. There's gaps. There has been some small gaps that I'm just like, I don't really remember unless somebody's like talking about it and kind of jogging my memory a little bit, because otherwise I don't really care or remember. But 2015, I was in high school in 2015, so that was fun. It was really fun. I'm sure I was a happy kid. Not really. I wasn't happy. I was in a horrible state of mind and during all 4 years of high school. Man, that was... But YouTube was my outlet for finding joy and finding something to do and something to keep me busy. YouTube was amazing. Back then, I was recording on my old computer that my family used. It was a laptop. Was it a Dell? I don't remember what it was. I think it was a Dell. It was older. I remember that. And it was a crappy laptop. It wasn't for recording. It was for business. You know, it wasn't something you would use to record videos on. But guess what? I made a way, and I did it. I did it. That's absolutely nuts. So yeah, that one I talked about Black Ops 3, and that was the first one, and I edited that in Windows Movie Maker, if anybody remembers that. I don't know if that's still around. Is that still a thing? Is Movie Maker still a thing in Windows, or did they get rid of that? Because I know they got rid of the Media Center, or not the Media Center, that for Windows, or something like that. I forget, all these updates. But, yeah, I decided to do that because I had been listening to radio and podcasts for most of my life. I grew up with AM morning show radios, morning show, AM morning radio shows. I can't English today, but I loved radio, and I still love radio to this day, and I even wanted to make a career out of it. I'm less on that now, but I still would love to do the podcast because that still gives me a reason to kind of stick with radio. I still love radio as it is. It's just nice to hear radio, especially morning talk shows. It's nice to start your morning with people talking, because I feel like that sometimes can be a little bit more refreshing than listening to music all the time. Because my alarm now has music on it. It's really loud, so I actually wake up. I love hearing people's voices, and they're just talking. That's why I love stuff like sports radio. Sports talk radio is interesting to me because it's people sharing their opinions on it, with facts to back it up and stuff like that. I love that. I think the local radio station here where I live, AM station that I love to listen to all the time is 1340 WJOL. And they're still around, and I know where the radio station is, so I can always drive there. But I love listening to it. I love listening to it. I love listening to it in the morning. I literally grew up with that, because every time I'd have to go with my mom to work early in the mornings when I was a little kid, that's what we were listening to. Like, it's so ingrained in my head. I can always recognize their intro song, their introduction, and the voices. The voices are just so familiar. It's like home. It really gives you that nostalgic feel. And they're still around today. I even remember when Kenny G had a radio station on an, was it FM? I think it was FM or AM. I can't remember. I think it was FM because that's usually where most people get their radio have their radio stations. It's FM. And there was a whole commercial about it with his family, I think, because he was like, "Hey guys, I got a radio station." And they're like, "Is it FM?" And he was like, "Yeah." And they all just like walked away or something. I don't care. That was the. I can't find that commercial. If anybody can find that, I can't. I haven't looked for it. But if anybody can find that commercial that I'm looking for, extra points to you. But man, like there's a lot of the radio is very, very inspiring for me. It has a lot of influence on me, and I love it. I don't listen to radio as much these days because I go through phases with radio. It's between radio and music, music and radio and music. I kind of flop between the two because it's just how I roll. So, so the podcast is my outlet. I found a couple other podcasts along the way. I found the SourceFed podcast. I found Jay and Dan. Jay and Dan are sports. They do sports. They're Canadian. They were contracted with Fox Sports not too long ago, but then they got separated, and that was something else. Now they're back in Canada and still doing their podcast, which is good. The SourceFed podcast, if you guys don't know who SourceFed is, they were a channel some years ago. They started a while ago. I mean, they started a long time ago. And they went on for a long time too. And then they just, then the channel just ended. It ended. They had to shut it down. Everybody went their separate ways. And now, what is it now? I think it's Steve Zaragoza, Elliot Morgan. I can't remember the other two. Lee Newton, I remember Lee Newton, that's right. And I can't remember the last one. But four of them made a new channel called The Valley Folk, and they have a podcast, and I listen to that sometimes. Everybody makes, so podcasts, I like podcasts. I just love podcasts. I love the whole format of it, just sitting in the chair, talking to a microphone, talking with somebody, about anything. That's why I've always wanted a co-host with me on this show, so we can just talk back and forth. Because believe me, how I do love talking into this microphone for a while, just to you guys, about literally anything. But it'd be helpful to have. But it's hard on my voice sometimes, because believe it or not, well, no, you guys will probably believe it. In real life, I don't talk as much, so my voice box doesn't get used a lot. So I talk for like 30 minutes straight. My voice box is like shut up. My throat's like, shut up, stop talking, you're hurting me. And so I have to like kind of ease off of the way I'm talking and whatnot, and kind of get into a lower tone of voice so I can rest my voice as much as possible while still talking. But I mean, I just love radio. I just love radio. I'm never not gonna love radio because I just love radio because I grew up with it, and that's how it is. So going back through all 50 episodes that I recorded of this podcast, I mean, I'm looking at all the topics and stuff I covered, and it's like it went from good to great, and then to mediocre towards the end. Now we're just here sitting on the average side of things. I used to, when I first started, I used to spread so much positivity. I had my first special guest on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was that Burly Man? Because I believe Burly Man was my. Yes, it was Burly Man. I want to make sure he sees this too. Burly Man, thank you for being my first guest on this podcast. We're at 50 episodes now. I still talk to Burly Man. He has a Discord and whatnot that I'm in. I probably shouldn't say that, but it's okay because nobody's going to find it, hopefully. He streams on Twitch now, as I am still on YouTube, because YouTube is totally not doing anything to piss off its users and whatnot, but it's fine. But yeah, Burly Man, we were talking. Man, that was back when I was. Oh, what was that? I forgot what that. Let's Play Society. That's what it was. It was a website. They had a website. They had a Facebook page. Man, that was. I've had experiences. I've had so many experiences in my time on YouTube. It's been like, what, 4 years now? Yep, I started like at the beginning of high school, I think I started, and I've been going even after that. So that's crazy. And since then, I mean, yeah, Burley's gone on to do some crazy, awesome things. I've gone on and do some crazy, awesome things. I mean, there's been a lot of experiences. Oh, this is what I needed to talk about, because this is, if anybody out there, I don't know how long any of you have been on YouTube, but if you've been on YouTube back in like 2014 up until now without really missing places, anybody who ever watched small YouTubers, if you guys can help me out, I don't know, because I knew a couple YouTubers, and it kind of broke my heart a little bit when I found out, well, what happened. Well, not really what happened, but that, you know, they stopped posting and whatnot. There was a channel called Fee Fivefold Fail, and it was about Fee. I think her name was Felicia. She was Canadian. Well, she was Canadian. Was she Canadian? She lived in Canada. That's as much as I know. I don't know if she was born in Canada, but I knew she lived in Canada, and she had a channel, and she had a roommate named Flynn. And eventually he had a little channel called Flynn Fivefold Fail. And she would record YouTube videos, and sometimes he would record with them. And they did pretty average content. It wasn't like the best in the world, but it was them doing her doing what she did. And them doing what they did. And I think Flynn came to one of my live streams one time. It was kind of crazy. I loved it. I was like really entertained by it. I was like, yes, somebody's watching me that I actually know. And it was so cool to interact with them for so long. And then they just disappeared around 2016, 2017. I don't know. And the channel, I just noticed like, oh, the channel doesn't have a banner anymore, or videos, or a profile picture. I'm like, uh-oh, let me go look up the Facebook page and see what's up. The Facebook page doesn't have any posts anymore, or a cover art, or a thumb, or profile picture anymore. I'm like, uh-oh. Like, what happened? Like, where'd she go? And that's what I'm still wondering to this day. Like, I hope nothing bad happened to them. I hope they're still alive and all that stuff. Hope they're doing well hope they're doing well. Hope nothing happened. Hope there was no falling out. They got angry at each other or something like that. Because they seem like pretty nice people. She had an Instagram too. I was following her there. And, all the social media is gone. And I'm like, dang it. Like, she was really cool. I was like, that was the first small YouTubers that I actually got a chance to interact with. And then came along people like Purple Torch. Man, she's crazy. Yeah, then came along people like Purple Torch and DeBoss Gaming and whatnot. And Pion Slayer and Plumley and all them peoples that I met over the years. It's been crazy. Like I'm like, I just can't stop thinking about all the people I've met and all the experiences of that I've had. Like, in that time frame of me being on YouTube, I've done a lot. I've found Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and then the Game Grumps more recently in 2015, because that's when they did the Mario 64 playthrough. I remember that. I can remember when I found Game Grumps, but I can't remember what videos I found Mark and Jack on. But it's literally been crazy because everybody's changed so much. A lot of stuff is just, everybody's grown, and it's just amazing to see it. I've been working on projects outside of YouTube with my life, working on becoming a personal trainer now. Shut up, phone. I'm starting my own business in that manner. And it's crazy. We've all done so much and, done different things since then, since 2014. And I'm in awe. I'm in awe of what's been going on. In terms of this podcast, I've had DeBoss Gaming on. I haven't had Purple Torch. I haven't had you on here yet, but I will eventually get you on here. as one of my special guests. It's gonna happen. We're gonna do this. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna get a bunch of YouTubers on here. We're all gonna talk and have a good time. But I've done a lot of stuff. What was another channel I've found over the years? We Are Salmonella. She does some awesome stuff. I found Ro. Everybody finds Ro every now, somehow, some way. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, it's Rosanna Pansino. I remember her earlier days with Nerdy Nummies. That was. I mean, I've never made any of the cakes, but I just love watching the videos because she made them entertaining. She made them very entertaining, and of course, keeping it. And that's a funny thing. All she was doing was showing you how to make the stuff, but for some reason, it was so captivating when she did it, versus anyone else. Because she's made some awesome cakes and awesome, some delicious treats over the years. And I've just that's been really cool, Who else? I'm trying to think all the people I found over this journey, because this is 3 years that this podcast is going on. I'm counting 4 years, because that's how long I've been on YouTube. I think it's either 4 or 5 years I've been on YouTube, but I'm just taking in all the experience, because all this has influenced me in such a way for me to still be here after 4 years of doing it. That's crazy. 4 years of being on YouTube. Some people have come and gone in that time. Like I said, Fee-Fi-Fo Fail, she disappeared off of YouTube. And if anybody knows anything about her or watched her and knew what happened, let me know. Because it kind of disturbed me at first. I'm like, I hope she's all right. I hope Flynn, I hope everybody's all right. I don't wish any harm on anybody, because I just like to hear good stuff from everybody. But life gets in the way, I understand. But to just disappear like that, that's crazy. But going back to the podcast again, I've talked about a lot of stuff. The Oculus Rift versus the HTC Vive. Now the HTC Vive is doing well, so is the Oculus Rift is still doing good. We did a lot of, I remember the PG yet not so PG podcast that was 4 hours long. And in the first hour, I was like, how do I get other people on the show? Because I know, Ryan and Pion want to be on. I'm like, how do I get them here? And it took me forever. And that was probably some of the most fun I've had on a live stream. Well, with somebody actually being involved. I remember the team Captain America versus the team Iron Man. That was a thing. Me and DeBoss did Friday night fights with Marvel versus DC and picking, different characters and whatnot. YouTube drama. Oh man, I remember that. Well, let me go back to that one. Hold on, I'm sorry. Shut up. Let me go back to this one. Do I have a link to that one? Oh man, I don't know where the guy... Oh, I don't remember the guy's name or anything of what he did. But there was a guy who trashed Markiplier and PewDiePie, and I think Jack too, for talking about drama or something. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. But that was the thing. And this is the part where my throat starts hurting. It's killing me right now, but whatever. I talked about Overwatch and sports. I tried doing the sports thing. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, no. Now I'm like, nah, let's leave it alone. DLCs. Man. No Man's Sky. I talked about No Man's Sky and their incident with the false advertisement. And I remember and does anybody remember the United Airlines when they kicked that man off? I talked about that too. I was there for all of it. 2016 election. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Yeah, more stuff on Trump. President Trump, I should say at this point. That's crazy. Remember when I reached episode, what is that, 30? Yep, 30 episodes. And then YouTube TV. And that whole thing, what was that? It was that whole thing about the kiss on a guy kissing his girlfriend on the head, and some cam girl was calling it sexual harassment or something, and yelling at them but she's a cam girl and she does all this kind of other stuff, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Because she's crazy and all that kind of thing that happened. If you guys don't know, I'll put a link in the description to that podcast. You can go check it out. There's video footage in there for you guys, I think. Maybe. I don't remember. Oh, I also talked about the incident with the two parents playing hardcore pranks on their kids, like forcing, like literally putting them in situations that strains them mentally, like mentally scars them a little bit. And it's like, whoa, it shouldn't be parents. And then them claiming to not be that way. I remember that was freaking annoying and terrible. Man, like, and then all the way up till I did another podcast. Episode, what the frick was episode 42? I don't remember that one. It just says we're gonna get banned for this. Oh no. Console Wars, God of War, the new God of War. Yep, make podcasts great again. That was my trying to feed off of the Make America Great Again tag. But yeah, you know, shut up, don't judge me. Fortnite updates, Black Ops 4 talk at episode 47. Now I'm playing Black Ops 4. It's crazy. E3 2018. And yep, Why Do People Hate YouTubers was the last one besides the other. Yeah, there's that other chill stream that shouldn't be in there. But yeah, so over the years, I mean, it's just been crazy. I loved it. I love every minute of it. I still love it to this day. I don't think that there's anything else I'd rather be doing right now than YouTube and what I do now with my job and the military and my other business I'm trying to start. So it's crazy. It is crazy. And we've come so far, and you know, it's thanks for being here. Thanks for being here to support me, you know, and I will, you know, continually ask for your support in the future with upcoming as we move, because what I'm going to do now is what my plan is to do, is to move this channel and kind of merge it with Goof Gaming, because it's me and friends, basically. It's me and the crew of friends that I have over there on that channel. We're playing games. We're all playing games and we're having fun. So that's pretty much what it is. So I'm like, why not just combine the two, and I can bring my because the only thing that's missing over there is really my podcast. Because there's still Let's Plays going on. I still do solo Let's Plays, and then I do games with friends as well. So it's like, okay, I can do that. It's fair enough. That's what the plan might be. So this channel may be no more very soon. It's been going on for a while, but I'll see what happens in the future. If you guys want to keep this channel to stay up and running and be its solo thing, I'll do that. But if you guys are like, yeah, merge it, why not? I'll do it and move on to a new chapter. Because I can go either way at this point. It doesn't really matter to me as much. I just want to know what you guys think. Because that's really what it comes down to, is what the audience is like. What do you want me to do? So now that we've freaking drooled over the past of the channel and all the people that I've met and had an opportunity to talk with on the podcast, and people that I want on the podcast, I'm still working to get some others too that I haven't gotten. Oh, Mr. Caffeinated NPC. Holy crap, I almost forgot to mention him. I found him too. I did find him, his channel way back when. I still remember all the older videos he was doing, because I was there watching them, and it was like, whoa, it's this guy, and he's doing stuff, and I'm doing stuff, and it's like, whoa, and we're both YouTubers. I even got a shout out once on his channel. That's pretty cool. So yeah, Mr. NPC, we know we've had a talk. He may be coming on the show soon, so I wouldn't say soon, but whenever we get a chance to coordinate, it's pretty much when that's going to happen. Just got to find out what we're going to talk about, and then we'll be good. So moving on to Black Ops 4. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. For the people who haven't bought it out there, this is more for you. People who have bought it, I mean, I don't know. This isn't really for you because you have the game already, so it doesn't really matter. So if you're going to buy this game, a few things to consider is that you should buy it. I do recommend that you should buy this game. The one thing that it really got to me was like, oh man, they're doing Battle Royale like everybody else, Fortnite and PUBG and blah blah blah. And I'm like, good lord, they're on the train again. This is gonna suck. But then I played Blackout by myself for the first time, and then I played it with my brother, and then I played it with the friends that I've been playing Rainbow Six with, and it's actually good. It's actually good because now they what they did is took the abilities and weapons of Call of Duty and literally tossed them into random places on a map that's not too big. The map isn't too overly big. There's not too many people. That's the one thing I love about it. And so, and they even throw in maps that are in the multiplayer game, that are in the multiplayer maps. They throw some of those games in there for nostalgic reasons, and it's like, yeah, that adds a bit of, awesome to it. And so you can play quads, you can play duos, you can play by yourself, you can do solo queue. And so I've been playing it, and it's actually fun, and I actually enjoy this. This is actually something that I would recommend to somebody to do, is play Blackout. Blackout is actually worth your time. I'm sorry. I just ate food I'd cook. But yeah, you can play duos and solo, and it's honestly, it's awesome. There isn't too many players, there isn't too much chaos going on and stuff like that. You're just playing Call of Duty, but you're doing it, for yourself. It's solo. You're pretty much going for a team win or a solo win. The zombies is decent, honestly. It's not, I don't know, because the last zombies I played was World War II, and that zombies I loved it because it was terrifying. Like, it was something that actually kind of scared me a little bit the first time I played it, because they looked a little bit, they had more detail in the facial features. They just had more detail in there, and there would be jump scares in there too. Sometimes I'd be like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And so there are different routes to okay, I don't care about that, to the zombies. You literally have different modes you can play. You can play rush mode, you can play Blood of the Dead, which is a story-based classic survival. You can play beginners, again, classic story mode. You can play Voyage of Despair, and you can play oh my gosh, I'm forgetting my Roman numerals. Oh gosh. But yes, those are all there. And you have you have modes, you have classic modes, there's rush, and there's tutorial mode that actually shows you how to play the game. That's pretty freaking sweet to me. Like, who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like that? To show you how to play the game. It gives you tutorials that you can actually just play. And it has a beginner's and an advanced tutorial. That is that's actually, to me, that's more valuable. Because there are still some people who've never played zombies. I, for one, am not a fan of zombies as much. I was never a fan going from Black Ops 1 to 2 to 3, and then I don't know if 3 had it or whatever. Ghosts didn't have it. Ghosts had it had something to do with aliens. That Rainbow Six kind of literally did the same thing, but worse somehow. But the zombies here and in World War II, I think, are actually pretty okay. I haven't gotten through all of it. The zombies in World War II were pretty good. There's a lot of stuff to do, so you weren't getting bored of it or anything. You're not just sitting and shooting zombies and whatnot, even though that's pretty much what a lot of people like about the game. You just get to shoot zombies and kill them and all that stuff with cool weapons and pack-a-punch stuff and, kill more zombies and whatnot. See how long you can last. That's pretty much what it would be back in the day. I remember that when I played with friends. It would always be just see how long we can survive. See how many rounds we can get before we actually do anything. So it would turn into that. But what this is actually trying to complete something. I'm sorry, my throat is killing me, and I'm trying to. Okay, so this actually has a story to it, and this is. I'm freaking trying to think. What is this? It's IX. That's 9. I'm sorry. I'm a freaking idiot. That is 9. I forget. But you have your standard armory. Pretty much is where you make your classes if you have that stuff unlocked. You have the Bowie knife you can run around with. You have a nice choice of assault rifles, submachine guns, tactical rifles like LMGs and snipers and all that stuff. So zombies is pretty good. So now let's get to the big one, the multiplayer. Every year, this is the mode that can make or break the game. And I wish I had video footage of this right now. I'm gonna actually screenshot this because what the frick is going on? This guy looks so. No, he changed. This guy looks so polygonal. He looks like something from the freaking PS1 or the original PlayStation and Xbox. So the matches. We have featured matches, we have regular core matches, and then there are, of course, the hardcore firm domination. But what you will probably notice is there's no search and rescue. Search and rescue, I remember it being in Ghosts. I think that was a decent. Oh, they also have Heist now. Heist is a new game mode for Black Ops 4. It's how do I explain this? It's pretty much you going through and you get cash for getting kills. Pretty much, you get cash for kills, and you're trying to extract cash from a certain area and try to move it to an extraction point so it can be taken. So you can get more cash and more money. It's all about money. Is pretty much what it is. Because when I saw Heist, I was like, all I could think of was GTA. Because that was the big thing with GTA is Heist. But so far, the multiplayer is pretty good. The guns are fine. I have no complaints really, except for the Titan, which is the first LMG that you will have unlocked. The Titan shoots incredibly slow. It shoots incredibly slow. And I'm not the only one who really says that. It just has a very slow fire rate. That's all it does. It's got good damage, but it shoots really slow. Right now, I'm currently rocking the ICR-7, which is an assault rifle. I have it maxed out. I have it maxed out on its level. That's the current gun I'm currently rocking. And I've noticed one thing that has changed is that. Sorry, my nose is getting stuffed. Something that has changed with me is that I play less with submachine guns. When I was teenager, when I was a teenager, because I can say that now. I used to play with submachine guns. I was always a submachine gun guy, and I used to rock submachine guns like crazy. My favorite gun was it Black Ops 1 or 2? I think it was the one was the MP5K. And it was with, oh my gosh, what was it? It was like an extended mag and something else. And probably like fast mag or something like that. Because I just loved it. Submachine guns were the thing back in the day. But I play a lot of hardcore now. But that's only to level up things faster because it takes fewer bullets to kill things. Which is what I like. It makes it easier to level up these submachine guns and whatnot. So if you're a grinder, that's just a tip for you. Play hardcore if you're going to level up your guns faster, because this way you can get more kills and you just level up a lot more. Because I've been wrecking shop in hardcore. It's been crazy. I'm like, yes, all the way yes. So it's been freaking wonderful with these. So yeah, go buy yourself a copy of Black Ops 4. Also, there's characters now. There's operators you can choose. I myself am an Ajax fan. Let me pull those up. Pull those characters up. You have Ajax, you have Battery, you have Crash, you have Firebreak, you have Ruin, Recon, Prophet, Nomad, Saharaf, and you have Torque. Now, all these people have different special abilities. Torque has the Barricade, Sarah has the Annihilator, Nomad has the Canine Unit, which is a dog that just runs around and kills people. You have Prophet, who has the freaking Tempest, and he has a Seeker that shocks people and freezes them in place. and that's a free kill basically. You have Recon, he can see you, he can find you. You have Ruin, who has a grapple gun. You have Firebreak, has a freaking flamethrower, of course. So it says in the name. Crash, I don't really know. Oh, he gives health buffs. Battery, she has cluster grenades, and Ajax, which is my man, he has a 9-bang and a ballistic shield as his special. So these people have special equipment and then special, and then just like kind of specials. It's not like in Overwatch where there's like an ult. It kind of is. But these aren't like completely OP and can't, like, it's not like they can't be countered. They can be countered. For some, it just takes a while though. That's the only thing. It's really hard sometimes, especially with like dogs and these barricades and whatnot. But Ajax with a shield is insane sometimes. If you're the right person, he just goes nuts. So yeah, I mean, they have decent score streaks here. They have a gunship. That's the max, really, is the gunship, and that's the final like thing you can get. There's a nuke. I think there was a nuke in this one. I forget if there is or not. But you know, they brought back RCXDs. They still have care packages and all that, drone squads and all this, and the Mantis. Don't forget the Mantis, which is kind of OP, but not really. So if you don't have Black Ops 4, go buy it. It's actually pretty fun. It changed my mind, and I was like skeptical about it because of the whole battle royale. That's the only thing that I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy it because it was a freaking battle royale, and everybody's gonna be playing a battle royale. But it's actually a decent game. It's actually very well balanced in its way that in the way that it operates. I like it. I like it a lot. I like playing with friends. I like playing quads. I do play solo occasionally, so it's not all bad. It's actually been pretty okay. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, for listening, for 50 episodes. And I hope to see you again for another 50. So just so you're aware, I will make an announcement if this does change over to Goof Gaming. If you guys want to see it over there, let me know. If you guys have any other topics for future episodes, let me know. They can be gaming related. I mean, I'd say keep them gaming related, because that just seems to be the issue in the past. I was like, because I can report on general news, because if anybody knows Philip DeFranco, he does general newsy type stuff. I'm like, I can report on that too, but most of the time it's gonna end up me calling somebody an idiot. Oh, also, I forgot to say that there's a nice little neat thing is that Black Ops added is they have maps. They have the regular maps that you see, but they're at night. Literally, they take the maps and they have night modes for them. And that right there, I think, is pretty neat. Let's see. They have Seaside and Firing Range that have night modes. They're called night moves, I should say. But yeah, they just have them at night. You can play them at night. And that's pretty cool. I find it to play on Firing Range a little bit easier at night because you can see the enemies. Your enemy will glow with red targets on his arms and his head, and probably some other areas that I'm not thinking of right now. Or is it his chest or is it his head? I forget. But it makes sure you can actually see the enemy. Of course, in Blackout you don't get that. You have to just actually look for somebody if you're gonna try to find and kill them. But other than that, I don't really have too many complaints about this game yet. But I'll keep looking. I'll keep on looking. So thanks everybody so much for listening to 50 episodes. Again, hope you guys are here for another 50, because I sure will be. Big things are happening over here and on Goof Gaming and in my life in general. So hope you all have a good night. I will definitely come back. I'll be definitely coming back and have some more guests for you next time. Again, suggestions, all that. Go look at Goof Gaming. Go look at some of the older stuff I've done, podcasts I've done. You'll like them, because even I like them. Even I like some of them, and that's saying something since I don't like my own work. But man, oh man, 50 episodes, and here we are. I honestly wish I can keep talking forever, but I can't. I got stuff to do. I got to pack and leave soon, so Again, thanks guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.
If you think romance is getting old, find an old jukebox full of 45s. Pop a nickel in it and it all comes back. If you think romance is getting old, find an old jukebox full of 45s. Pop a nickel in it and it all comes back to me. If you think romance is getting old, find an old jukebox full of 45s. Pop a nickel in it and it all comes back to me. If you think romance is getting old, find an old jukebox full of 45s. Pop a nickel in it and dance with me. You're out of luck, maybe out of touch. You only see schmucks and you really had enough. It's not adding up and you just don't understand.